Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn a new topic in MySQL called as joins. Okay, joins are nothing but that retrieves the data from two or more tables that are logically related to each other. In order to understand this statement, let us see an example. Here you can see four tables. First one is a teacher table consisting of the teacher ID, teacher name and designation. Accounts table consisting of the teacher ID, account number and salary. And third table is student table consisting of student ID, student name, class and section. Fourth one is the subject table consisting of the subject ID, subject name, student ID and teacher ID. So depends upon the type of data we want to store, four different tables have been created. Okay, each table is having its own kind of data that is being stored. Now think that now we want to fetch the details of the teacher, like I want the teacher ID, teacher name, I want to fetch teacher ID, teacher name, salary and her account details or account number I want to fetch. So now see where actually these data is available. Now you can see that the teacher ID and teacher name are present in the teacher table, right? And salary and her account details are stored in our accounts table, which are purely linked with the teacher ID itself. Now whatever the data the user wants to see, basically it is placed in two different tables. So now we want to fetch these kind of a data. Now how to do it? Then comes the picture of the joins. Okay, so whenever you want to fetch the data from one or more tables, then you have to interlink these two tables and fetch the data. So in order to do this kind of an operation, joins are basically used. In the same way, you can also see here the student details I want to fetch, like what subject the students have opted. Like here I want to know the student ID, his name and subjects opted. Okay, now from the student table I can get the student ID and student name. But if I want the subject details, where I have to go? I need to depend upon the fourth table, that is the subject table, which is totally linked with the student ID. So from there the subject names I can easily fetch. So here also whatever the data I want to have it basically pertaining in two different tables. Then we need to go for the joins. So how these joins can be implemented in our MySQL, let us see. Basically joins can be possible in MySQL in the following ways: either through the Cartesian product or a cross join, we can say it. In that format we can get the data from two or more tables, or by using the natural join or equi-join or non-equi-join, union of the two tables, or difference or minus of the table, or intersection of the two tables. So these are the two different type of joins that can be used for fetching the data from more than one table. Now let us see one by one. For understanding these concepts, I am taking two tables. One is called as the EMP table and another one is called as the department table. In EMP table, we are actually storing the details of the employees, like EMP number, name, job, MGR, hire date, salary, commission and the department number in which he is working. And in department table we are storing the details like the department number and the department name. So in a future examples we will be basically using these two tables for understanding the joins concept. Now let us learn one by one. The first comes the Cartesian product, or we can also call it as a cross join. Cartesian product is nothing but, or Cartesian product of two tables is a table obtained by pairing up each row of one table with each row of another table. Means this is nothing but a cross join, we called it as. Like in Cartesian product, what actually it will do means each row of the first table will be joined with all the rows of the second table. Okay, like here what is the first row we are having? Employee number 7499, Alan, salesman 7698, like that the data is there. So this particular row will be joined with each row of the second table. Means each row of the first table will be having the three entries of the second table. Okay, like that. How many rows are there in the first table? All will be joined with each row of the second table, and the result you will be going to get. Like here you can see. So in our EMP table we are actually having 11 rows. Okay, and in department table we are having 3 rows. Okay, and total number of columns in EMP table are 8, and here it is 2. So when you are performing the Cartesian product, it actually does this following. So the total columns of the Cartesian product will be the number of columns of the first table plus the total number of columns of the second table will be joined together. Like here you can see the first 8 are nothing but the columns of your first table, that is nothing but the EMP number, name, job, MGR, hard dates, are commission, department number. Till here these are nothing but the column of your first table. Then the department number and name are nothing but the columns of the second table. So whenever you are doing the Cartesian product, all the columns will be clubbed together, even though if they are having any repeated column names also. Like here you can see department number is twice shown. One is from the table 1 and the other one is of table 2, like that. And what about the rows? The number of rows will be multiplied. Like here you can see the number of rows of table 1 will be multiplied with the number of rows in the second table. So 11 rows were there in the first table now, and 3 rows were there in your second table. So 11 into 3, total 33 rows will be fetched in our Cartesian product. So in Cartesian product, each row of the first table will be joined with all the rows of the second table. So this is how the output you are going to get. Now how to write the query for this Cartesian product? The syntax is all the joins, whatever the joins you want to perform, they are basically executed with the help of our select clause only. You have to remember this. All joins will be executed with the help of our select clause. Means we are just going to view the data combined from 2 or more tables, that's it, but no actual changes will be done on your tables. Okay, just the data can be fetched according to the user choice, depending upon by joining or by fetching 2 or more table data together. Okay, so whenever you want to use the joins, you have to use the select clause. So this is the syntax: select. This dot 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 represents the columns that you want to fetch. Column names you can use it. Then comes the from, then the table names. How many tables you want to join, those table names you have to use. Like table 1 name, table 2 name, table 3 name, like this goes on. How many tables you want, that many. So right now we are using 2 tables, that is EMP and department. So we are doing the cross join on these 2 tables. So this is how to write the statement. Select star. Star means what? All the columns will be fetched, right? Of first table as well as the second table. So star from, so mention the table name, whatever. Which table name you are mentioning first, its data will be first displayed, then comes the second table details, right? So after executing this query, you will be getting the output in this way. Let us see it on our MySQL platform also once. Okay. Here first let us see the details of EMP only. Select the star from EMP. You can see how many columns are there. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 columns are there in our EMP table. With how many rows? Here you can see it. It is 11 rows are there. Right? Now let us see department table data. Okay. How many rows are there? Total 3 rows are there. Here you can see. And how many columns? 2 columns. Okay. Now let us see the Cartesian product of it. So simple. Select the star from. After that, how many tables you want to join? Simply mention their names by separating them with the comma. Like here, I want to join EMP with the department. So first give the EMP name, table name followed by the department. Now let us see what's the output it will be showing. See how many rows it has been fetched? Total 33. Now you can see total columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total 10 columns are being shown as an output. Okay. 8 from EMP table and 2 from department table. Okay. I think this is clear. Now let us see the number of rows. Now you can see the first row. That is the Allen. How many entries it has been shown? You can see here Allen 7499, Allen salesman 7698. Like that the data is given. The last 2 columns, let us see. 30 department number that is being Cartesianed with each row of your department table. So here you are getting it as 10 accounts, and the second row is also of Allen, that is combined with the second row of your department table. The third one is also an Allen, that is the first row of your first table, that is been joined with the third row of your department table. Okay, I hope it is clear how a Cartesian product is being implemented in our joins. Right? The same way you can see the next one. Here this 7499 Allen. This is nothing but the second row of our table. This one you can see 7499 Allen salesman with the department number 30. Right? And here in department table you are having 10, 20, 30. Let's see these 3 tables you can see here now. See here 7499 Allen salesman 30, 10. 10 is nothing but the department number 10 with accounts department name. The same Allen record, that is the second record of the first table, is been joined with the second record of your department table, that is 20 computer. And the next one Allen, the same second record of your first table is joined with the third record of your second table, that is 30 HR. Like that it goes on till the last row. You can see here Tarun, 3 times Tarun repeated with 3 different rows of your department table. So this is how a Cartesian product will be implemented. Only one thing you have to remember is that whenever Cartesian product is implemented, columns will be joined together and rows will be multiplied. This you have to remember. Like we have seen how the Cartesian product is implemented in joins. Like each row of the first table is joined with all the rows of the second table. To understand this, let us take one example. Like take these 2 tables, like one is the product table, the other one is supplier table. In product table we are mentioning what are the products that are being manufactured by the company and to whom it is supplied. Those details we are storing in one of the table called as the supplier. Suppose think that the management wants this kind of a data. Let's see. The management wants a complete list in which each supplier detail has to be paired with each product details. Okay, means each supplier detail has to be paired with each product details of the company. Then which kind of a join we can apply over here is nothing but our Cartesian product, in which each row of the first table will be joining with all the rows of the second table. Like in this particular diagram, you can see table 1 is actually having 3 records, and table 2, this ovals you can consider as a table. This is the first table, this is the second table. Table 1 is having 3 records, whereas table 2 is having 2 records. So when you are applying the Cartesian product, each record of the first table is joined with all the records of the second table. Like, to understand it clearly, the lines are being separated with 2 different colors. Like 2 rows are there in the second table now, so 2 color indications it has been shown. Like red is for the first row and green is for the second. So the first row of the first table is joined with the first row of the second table, then it is joined with the second row of the second table. Okay, so when we form like this, we'll get 2 records of the same row. Okay, like here 1A, here you can see, then comes the 1B, where here you can see. The same way 2 is joined with A, here you can see that, and 2 is joined with B. So 2 records for the same row of the first table you can see over here. The same with 3. This is how a Cartesian product has been implemented. When such kind of a data we want, we can use this kind of a concept. But think that if the same thing is implemented on our EMP and department table. Okay, suppose think that this is the table. So this is a department table and this is a EMP table. Department table is having 2 columns, that is the department number and department name, whereas EMP table is having its respective data. Okay, when we apply the Cartesian product on these 2 tables, so what is the result you will be getting? All the columns will be added together. So department table is having 2 columns and EMP table is having 8 columns. Both together will get total 12 columns in the final output, right? Then the rows are there. So the rows will be multiplied, means each row of the first table will be joined with all the rows of the second table. So here in the department table we are having 3 rows, whereas in the EMP table we are having 11 rows. So when we join these 2 together, we'll get total 33 records, that is 33 rows, means the output will be somewhat like this. So it is nothing but all the columns of the 2 tables have been joined together. Then the whole 11 rows of the first table is joined with the 3 rows of the second table and will get total 33 records. But whether this data is authenticated or accurate, can we get the full information or a correct details about a particular employee? No. Why? Let's see. Here you can see, let us take an example of Tarun, the last row. Here Tarun is a single employee with the employee number as 7665. Okay, but in the final output 3 records of the same person is being displayed with 3 different department names. So how can you confirm that to actually which department he belongs to? Okay, so there raises a confusion, record which is the correct data of the particular person. So in such cases we can't apply the Cartesian product. Then what is the solution for getting the accurate data? Is nothing but implementation of an equi-join. Okay, equi-join is nothing but, here we are going to retrieve the data from 2 tables by giving a particular condition based on an equality rule. Okay, so equi-join, as the name suggests, we are basically joining 2 tables depending upon one equality condition. Then how to apply this equality condition? Generally, this equality condition will be applied based upon the primary key of the first table or the second table by combining it with the foreign key of the second table. Okay, like we can see here 2 tables, the same thing, EMP and department table. So in department, department number is nothing but the primary key of that table, which holds the unique values, and the same column or the same field is referred in our EMP table. Here you can see it. When a primary key of one table made a reference in another table, there it becomes it as a foreign key. Okay, so whenever you want to apply this equality rule, so there must be a column which is common in both the tables. Like in this case, department number is common in both the tables. So we will be applying the equality condition on this department number column, then we'll fetch the data. Hence, we'll get the accurate data. Like an example we'll take, I want the department name of Alan, that is whose employee number is 7499. Department name of Alan. So how to identify? If manually if we observe the data of the two tables, we will be actually going through the data of the first table. 7499 EMP number, Alan, he is actually working in department number 30. Now it's 30 related data from where you can get from the department table. So here you can see the department number where actually it is 30. So what is the name which is there in front of this 30? HR. So with this we can conclude that Alan is working in HR department. Okay, so what is actually we have done here? We actually compared the department number of EMP table with the department number of the department table. Where there is an exact match, then we are retrieving that data. Such kind of a joining we call it as a equi-join. Okay. So let us see how to use this equi-join in our tables. So all the joins we have to use with the select clause only. So here comes the select clause. Here whatever the column names you want, you can place it, or simply you can use a star for retrieving all the columns. From on which table you want to join, those table names you have to mention here, like table 1, table 2, table 3, like goes on, how many tables you want to. Then where. So whenever you want to apply the equi-join, this where clause is mandatory. Okay, followed by the table name dot column name. This syntax why we are using is that, suppose the column names, the common column in two tables we are considering, if the column name of the two tables are same, like in this case department number is same in both the tables, so simply if we write department number like this, it raises a error, because when more than one table is having the same name, there raises a doubt that from which table the column data has to be retrieved. So in order to give the accurate query, we have to mention the table name from which it has to fetch. So here to write that, first we have to give the table name dot the column name. This we need to follow only when the column names are same. Otherwise directly you can give the column name and you can use it. Okay, so table name dot column name equal to table name 2 dot column name. So this is an example here which I have used it on your EMP table. Let's execute the same on our SQL platform and see how this equi-join works. Let's take this command. So paste it, select star. Star indicates that it has to fetch all the records, all the columns from our EMP table and all the columns from our department table. If you want to fetch only a specified columns, those lists you have to mention over here. So from the table name EMP, comma department, where EMP dot department number equal to department dot department number. Means according to this query, how it works means, wherever the EMP table department number is exactly matching with the department table department number, those rows only will be fetched and will be shown on the screen. Let's see the output. Here you can see the first 8 columns are nothing but a part of your EMP table, and the next 2 columns are nothing but a part of your department table. Now here you can match them. The department number of your EMP table, when it is exactly same as the department number of the department table, those rows have been fetched and been shown. Now you can see here, so 30 is matching, so they have been clubbed together and it is shown. So Alan is working in HR department, that is cleared over with this command. Now what is that? He is working in HR department where department numbers are same. Okay, the same way Arun, he is working in department number 10, that is the accounts department. Means the exact details about a particular employee we can get with the help of our equi-join. Let's see if here the particular column a table name we are not mentioning, what actually happens. See, an error has been raised. Column department number in where clause is ambiguous. Why ambiguous? We are referring to 2 tables, that is EMP and department, and both the tables are having the department number as their column names, right? Both are having the same column name. So from which table this department number has to be fetched? So there raises a confusion. So instead of fetching any data, it is raising an error and it is showing the result to the user. Okay, so this is how a equi-join will work on our table. So based upon this, any further conditions if you want to give, that also you can give. Like, I want the details of the employees, like the employee number, name and department name of the employees who are working in department number 10. Think in that way. Okay, I want the employee number, name, department name who is working in department number 10 only. Okay, so how to write that query? We will be having the statement like select. Here only specific columns we have mentioned now. So what is this columns? EMP number. See, EMP number is unique in only the first table, so no need of the table reference. Okay, comma e-name. E-name is also only a part of the EMP table, so no need of the table reference, comma department name. So department name is also present only in department table, so no need of the table reference. Okay, from which tables we need to fetch? EMP and department. So those 2 table names we have to write by separating with a comma. Then comes where the department number should be equal to the department number of your department table. Okay, so here what you have to write, where EMP dot department number is equal to DEPT dot department number, and what is the condition over here? They are working in department number 10 only. So you can use a logical operator and then give, need to compare with the department number, so use it. It is there in 2 tables, so any one table reference you can use. Like here I am using it as EMP dot department number. So with this query, what it will fetch? Only the EMP number, name, department name from EMP and department table, where the department number of both the tables are same, and it should be equal to 10. Okay, so only department 10 details only it will be showing. Let's see, Arun and Tarun, only these 2 students employees are there who are working in department number 10. Let's see, here Arun is there who is working in department number 10, and Tanur who is working in department number 10. So this is how multiple conditions can be applied on your join queries with an equi-join condition. So whatever the work you are doing with an equi-join, The same thing you can also do with your natural joins also. Okay, natural join is also similar to your equijoin. Only the difference is that in equijoin we are actually giving the condition based on which the data has to be extracted. Okay, whereas in your natural join it is not required. Simply we have to mention the keyword called as the natural join in between the two tables on which this particular join has to be applied. Like the syntax goes like this: select the column names whatever you want to fetch from table 1, that is the first table name. Then you have to use the predefined keyword called as the natural join followed by the second table. Okay, based on the common column on the two tables, the data will be joined and it will be shown on the screen. Okay, the same thing we'll execute it and see. Select the star from EMP and natural join. We want to apply the natural join now. So automatically that equality condition will be considered into picture and it joins the data with department and displays. Let's see it. Select star from EMP, natural join, department. See, all the rows of the first table is columns of the first table is joined with the second table, and based upon the equality condition the number of rows have been displayed. Here you can see the difference between your natural join and equijoin. The result is same. All the 11 rows, the same 11 rows have been displayed. See here, this is nothing but the output of a equijoin where you can see 11 rows. This is an output of your natural join where you can see the 11 rows. But what is the difference in these two? When you are applying the equijoin with the star symbol, means all rows you need to fetch. So there is a common column in both the table, that is the department number. So 2 times it has been displayed in your equijoin. Okay, so total 10 columns you have seen here. But when coming to your natural join, you can see the department number only for 1 time. Okay, means the common column in both the table is considered as 1 column, and wherever it is equal, its respective record is been fetched and is been displayed. So this is how a natural join works. Natural join is much more similar to your equijoin itself. The only difference is that in equijoin we have to mention the condition on which basis you want to join the table, whereas in natural join automatically based on the common column wherever there is an exact match, the data will be fetched and it will be displayed. Okay, and whatever you are able to do with your equijoin, the same thing you can also implement with your natural join. Remember the syntax, how it has been used. Then comes the last topic called as the non-equijoin. Non-equijoin is totally opposite to your equijoin. In equijoin we are applying the equality condition. So other than equality condition, whenever you are applying in a joins, it becomes a non-equijoin. Like other than equal to symbol, you can use any of the relational operator like greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to. Any of the symbols you can use to join the two table data, like how we have used in this example.